According to rumors in the Italian and foreign media, Mattia Binotto's tenure as Ferrari's Formula One team manager will finish after the conclusion of the 2022 campaign. This will be a big blow for Ferrari, as Binotto has been a pillar for Ferrari in the last decades. And who will be the one to take over? Make sure to watch the whole video to find out. Do you think Binotto has failed at Ferrari? Let us know in the comments down below. The indications of a coming change, however, come at the conclusion of a campaign that fell short of its initial expectations and was plagued by flurry after flurry of criticism from both outsiders and the team itself. Ferrari veteran Binotto, who previously served as the team's chief technical officer, was promoted to team principal ahead of the 2019 season. Maurizio Arrivabene was replaced by Binotto, who led Ferrari through a strong 2019 before the infamous engine-related confidential agreement with the FIA led into what was essentially two midfield campaigns, despite having oversaw Ferrari's closest attempts to win the F1 championship for 10 years in 2017 and 2018. Ferrari's 2022 F1 car design propelled them back to the top of the pack despite the major rule change. But its execution on race weekends has been highly questioned, not only from the outside but from within, as proven by Charles Leclerc's response to how Ferrari managed his qualifying and main race at Interlagos last weekend. Leo Torini, an Italian journalist, appears to have initiated the media hysteria about the possibility that Binotto's days are limited by frequently mentioning the Ferrari team manager's precarious position in several pieces printed by publisher Quotidiano Nazionale. A similar allegation from the French daily Auto Hedbo claimed that Binotto and Leclerc's relationship had grown increasingly strained. Both reports named the current Alfa Romeo Sauber F1 boss Frédéric Vasseur as a potential replacement. And now, Italy's top sports publication Gazzetta dello Sport has taken things a step further by confirming with absolute certainty that Binotto would stand down from his position in the off-season and be replaced by Vasseur. According to Gazzetta, former ART and Renault employee Vasseur, who managed Leclerc's teams in karting, GP3 and at Sauber during his rookie F1 season, built a strong rapport with the senior management of Stellantis, the parent corporation of both Ferrari and Alfa Romeo. The team principal, Mattia Binotto's status was the subject of speculation in certain media, which Ferrari quickly sought to reject, declaring these rumors are without foundation. But how did Binotto rise to the top of the Ferrari F1 ladder? Although he has been with the team since the mid-1990s, Binotto has been the team's leader since the 2019 season began. By 2014, he had risen through the ranks of the engine division to become its director. He was widely recognized with being essential to future engine upgrades, and he was appointed to team principal in place of Arrivabene little under 4 years ago after becoming overall chief technical officer in 2016 after James Allison left for Mercedes. Binotto has received accolades for improving the working environment after the controversial Arrivabene era and for bringing stability and cohesion to a company that was frequently viewed as being prone to blame culture and firings. However, there have been concerns throughout 2022 regarding whether this no-blame culture attitude went too far and resulted in a reluctance to address Ferrari's remaining shortcomings. This season, Ferrari went from a strong start that appeared to position Leclerc as the clear favorite to win the Drivers' Championship to a total capitulation that allowed Max Verstappen, who began the season 46 points behind Leclerc, to win the title in early October. Even before Ferrari lost ground to Red Bull's performance in the second half of 2022, a combination of driver errors, engine reliability issues, and strategy blunders led to that collapse. In September, Ferrari chairman John Elkann thanked Binotto for restoring the team's competitiveness after its 2020 to 2021 low point, but he implied that more was now needed to move Ferrari forward and transform this improvement into an enduring championship-caliber performance. We have great faith in Mattia Binotto and appreciate everything he and all of our engineers have done, Elkann told Gazzetta dello Sport. But there is no doubt that the work in Maranello, in the garage, on the pit wall, and the wheel needs to improve. We must continue to make progress, and that goes for the mechanics, the engineers, the drivers, and obviously the entire management team, including the team principal. We have seen that there are still too many mistakes when it comes to reliability, driving, and strategy. Putting our trust in Binotto and his team was the right decision, and it has paid off. Thanks to them, we are competitive and winning again. But I am not satisfied because I think we can always do better. However, Carlos Sainz defended the culture transformation Binotto has steered at Ferrari in a recent BBC interview and applauded the team for the fact that no one has been fired, despite everything that went wrong in 2022. It's incredibly difficult to execute, and especially in a team like Ferrari, where there is so much pressure and so much attention on us, and everyone wants changes immediately as soon as something is wrong. Sainz told the BBC, "Mattia has done an excellent job at not losing the cool head at any point. We have had a lot of difficult moments, a lot of criticism, and he has remained stuck to his principles. No one has been fired. We stayed united in the most difficult moments, and it shows the progress of our culture. It is always exposed to criticism and high attention on all our mistakes. When we win, it's incredible. It is the best win in the world to win for Ferrari. To go through such a difficult season as we did with so few problems in the team is something to be valued." One of Ferrari's toughest knocks in 2022 occurred in the Hungarian Grand Prix, where Verstappen came from 10th to win after poor race strategy decisions prevented both of its cars from making the podium. In the aftermath, Binotto was sure that Red Bull's pace was more of a problem than Ferrari's strategy. This viewpoint seems more plausible in hindsight given the two teams' subsequent performances. Ferrari was coming off a race win, Austria, and a race loss due to a crash from the lead at the time. Perhaps Hungary was the point at which Binotto's management received the most criticism, but F1 experts argued forcefully that firing Binotto at that time would be a return to a failed strategy for Ferrari. But what about his possible successor? Would he be able to bring Ferrari back to winning ways? Vasseur was the individual mentioned in stories, and it is simple to understand how he would eventually end up in a top Ferrari post, despite Ferrari's quick denial of Binotto being moved out of the role, indicating no change is likely. In the recent past, Ferrari has frequently promoted from within, or at least nearby, as in Arrivabene's case, given that he joined through longtime partner Marlboro. The super team it built throughout the 1990s was an obvious exception, with Jean Todt recruited from Peugeot's racing program to lead that, and Michael Schumacher moving over from Benetton to join key players Ross Brawn and Rory Byrne. Given its long-standing links with Sauber and Alfa Romeo, both of whom are members of the Stellantis group of companies, along with Ferrari, should Vasseur be hired for a prominent position at Ferrari, this would be an instance of Ferrari hiring from an affiliate. Leclerc, who competed for Vasseur's art team in karting and when he won the GP3 championship in 2016, as well as Sauber, where he started his F1 career in 2018, is someone with whom he has a long-standing friendship. When they both worked at Sauber, Leclerc was all praise for Vasseur's management style. "Fred is very direct," he said during 2018. "I've worked with him in the past, and I think he's just amazing in the position he is in there. It's the position that he has to be in. He knows how to speak to people, how to motivate a team. I can only say positive things about him. He has always managed things in the past very well with me in GP3 and also in karting, and then again this year in Sauber he is doing an amazing job, as everyone can see." In the midst of Sauber's dismissal 2017 campaign, which saw it finish last in the championship with only 5 points, Vasseur took command. Though it plateaued in 9th place in the standings for 2018-20, he swiftly brought it back to respectability. A better chassis, Ferrari's engine improvements, and the addition of Valtteri Bottas from Mercedes to the driver lineup position Alfa Romeo for a significantly stronger 2022 season. Even though Bottas's early run of top 6 qualifying and race results turned out to be somewhat of a false dawn amid a subsequent collapse and reliability deterioration, it is on track to finish 6th in the Constructors' Championship heading into this weekend's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Vasseur has some experience working for a large manufacturer team, because his first F1 team management position was with Renault in 2016. However, that role was only held for a very little period of time due to differences with the managing director at the time, Cyril Abiteboul. But would Vasseur be the right person to bring Ferrari back to their glory days? Who knows? What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.